Surprise, Dad, we're here. And he was like in shock. And I was like, Daddy, this is Justin, my fiance. And Justin was so nervous. His hands are still clammy to this day whenever we talk about it.
Hello, lovely people of the world.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
안녕하세요, 여러분.
Ahlan wa sahlan. Today, we will be talking about 12 things that we were surprised to learn about Dubai. First of all, we hope that you liked our previous vlog on our Dubai trip. As you know, we had gone there in February 2017 for my best friend's wedding, as well as to hopefully meet or introduce my fiance, Justin, to my dad in Dubai. Let's start off with point number one.
So I learned that Dubai is very much a multicultural city. Once you arrive in Dubai, you can see so many people of a different culture. You can see all the different varieties of Caucasians. There are a lot of Indians and a lot of Asians, Filipinos. I don't think I saw any Koreans except me, I think.
There are a lot of Chinese as well, right?
Thought I saw a few, yeah.
But very few Arabs. Believe it or not, shocking to learn, huh?
Oh, and the Arabs there are wearing, especially men, they're wearing white robe, head to toe. And
Also known as the kundura.
I thought it was called the thawb.
I don't know where he came up with that.
I looked it up online.
Okay, well, we know it as kundura, the Sudanese style of Arabic, okay.
I read it as thawb or thobe.
Whatever.
Okay, whatever.
Next.
So if you go to tourist areas like the Burj Khalifa or Dubai Museum, there were a lot of people from all over the world, people speaking different languages. And the hotel that we stayed at I say it was about 90% Indian.
East Indian
staff.
Or Pakistani.
Or couldn't tell
from
the difference.
Bangladesh. Yeah. So yeah, it was shocking for Justin. I grew up there, so no surprises. Number two. Maybe it's just us being used to the society and the ways of the Canadian system or Canadian ways of living here. I'm not generalizing that only in Canada this happens or only in Dubai this happens, but we're just speaking based on our experience, our own personal experiences. So we were lining up at Jollibee to order chicken, or to order a bite to eat. Any place where you need services, you would actually fall in line. At least I was used to that. We were used to that. So I was falling in line, and then I was waiting for my turn. And then there's this guy who came out of nowhere, possibly just arrived, and then started yelling from behind us, "Excuse me, I'd like a bucket of 12 pieces chicken." I said yes, and then 4 drinks and everything. And then the cashier actually looked up at him from way behind us and said, "Okay, sir, we'll get your order, 12-piece bucket." Okay, and then she looked behind her and yelled at the kitchen staff, 12-piece bucket of chicken and 4 drinks and all that. And I went like, did that just happen? Did he just place an order from behind the queue and then she just took the order? There were other customers right in front of her. I was just so livid at that time. I just couldn't believe that people could be so rude. I'm not saying all of them. That was just my personal experience of one fella who was so rude that he would just ignore everybody else who was in line. Like in Canada, if he ever dared to do that, people are not gonna let him get away with that. But out of respect for their culture, and since I was just visiting the country, I did not want to say anything. I just couldn't believe anybody else would tolerate that. I'm more surprised at the staff than anything, because I'm like, well, did you just agree to take his order, as opposed to, "Sir, just wait your turn, there are other people ahead of you here, okay? Thank you very much." Like, oh my god. Justin had another experience when we were in KFC, lining up for KFC chicken.
We were in the lineup and it was our turn to place an order, so we took half step towards the counter, and then also you see another woman come up from the side. She had the cash in hand and she was yelling out the order with the cash in hand.
Waving the cash.
Waving the cash in hand. And then the staff at the KFC takes her order right in front of us.
Yes.
Yeah. And then another instance was when I went to men's washroom, and there was also the lineup to use the washroom. And just as it was my turn to use the washroom, I took a step and then someone
just cuts you
walks
off
from behind me, even though there's like 4 people in the lineup behind me. Another guy walks in and then takes
the washroom stall right in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. I hope and wish that I'm not hormonal right now, but it just makes me so pissed off that people have the audacity to do that. Just cut the line. And they knew that they were going to get away with it. Because, I mean, how many people say, hey, excuse me, I was here first. Moving on to number 3.
I actually sent an email to UA Exchange about currency exchange. And they told me that you have to bring Canadian cash in order to exchange it to UAE dirham. You can't use Canadian bank cards or Canadian credit cards to convert to UAE dirhams. At most places, at most retail stores or food court or at the mall, they normally do not accept credit cards.
Yep. Shockers!
Everyone there uses cash. At one time, we tried to use credit card at a food court, and then staff there took the machine from underneath it and took it out, and he was so confused on what to do with the machine.
And he even had to plug it in for the first time.
And he was asking the manager, how do I use this machine?
Oh no.
And then people lined up behind us were
making faces,
getting impatient with us. Why are they using credit card?
Oh wow.
And once the staff finally figured out how to use the machine, and we had to swipe the card. They didn't have the
tap system,
tap or the pin and chip. So
yeah, I guess you would be lost if you didn't go to a foreign exchange or currency exchange kiosk and get some cash in dirham.
So there's a currency exchange place at the airport, but you're not gonna get a very good rate. At that time, it was $1 Canadian is equal to 2.8 dirham. But if you go to the currency exchange place at the airport, you only get 2.5 dirhams for $1 Canadian. And there are multiple currency exchange places at a mall. So you have to look around for the best rate, because the one near the front door has the worst rate. One near the basement, far back, has the best rate.
In a hidden corner.
Yeah.
The one that looks shady, that usually has the best rate. Now we learned. In the mall there, you have there's an entire corner dedicated to currency exchange, foreign currency exchange. So you have foreign currency exchange shop here and then 5 others directly beside it. For lack of a better word, there are like actual ushers in front of each of these foreign exchange stores trying to lure you in, like, oh, you have Canadian money, you have the American dollar, what kind of money do you want to exchange? You're like, oh, Canadian. Okay, we have the best rate here, we're gonna give it to you for 2 point something. And I was like, oh, okay, the other store next to us, they give you a really bad deal. I was like, okay, so then we exchange with this store. Next time we're like, hey, why don't we be fair with everybody and try the next foreign exchange place, just to be fair, right? So then we went and converted the next one, and they'll say, how much did they give you in the other one? And we tell them, and they're like, oh, you should have come here sooner because we have a better offer than that. See, today we're gonna give you a better rate. I was like, oh my god, you could totally bargain with them, and you know what I mean? Like, you could totally manipulate them into thinking, oh yeah, the previous store charged me a nicer rate, and they're like, okay, we'll beat that, or we'll match that. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. You have to be very, very assertive to be able to be a good businessman, I guess, or customer. That's a little bit of a shocker, I guess, because we're so used to how in Canada you have a price tag on an item. You can't say, hey, I'll give you $5 for this. I'll go like, but the item is $12. Number 4.
Cell phones in Dubai. As soon as we landed at the Dubai airport, we went to Etisalat, which is their cell phone company, one of 2, I think, in the whole country. Yeah. So, and then there I bought a SIM to put into my unlocked cell phone. And of course I needed my passport and my Canadian credit card to purchase the SIM. And then you can top it off with more minutes or more data if you want. We realized that the signal was really flaky. Every once in a while you will lose the signal. Sometimes you will lose it for 2 hours, sometimes you will lose the signal for 8 hours. And then at one time we went to a Atisalat store at a mall, and then the guy claims, oh, that's because your phone is not an unlocked phone. It's saying it was locked. to your carrier. But it was working about 2 hours ago and stopped working now. So that could be the reason why I'm not getting a signal. I don't think that there's anything I need to fix. I think their signal is just flaky.
It's just, yeah, and the signal just returned magically. Number 5. Talk about the malls there. Aren't the malls there gorgeous?
Their malls are ginormous.
Humongous.
One of the malls had an indoor skiing place.
The Dubai Mega Mall.
No, that was a Mall of Emirates. And then in Dubai Mall, there was indoor skating, ice skating.
Ice rink.
Yeah. 4 or 5 floors of just huge retail space.
And expensive jewelry stores. Can you imagine buying a ring from there to propose to the love of your life? And you're like, which store will I go to? You can spend decades looking for a ring in that mall alone.
That's not a problem for me because I'll probably pick one store and then I will just come up with the purchase. But for you have to go to every store to find the best one.
I can't. For me, it's like I have to fish around, check out what my options are before I settle for, okay, I got a better deal. I think I'm getting a better deal or more money for my buck over here. Oh my goodness. It would take me decades to buy a single item there.
Malls there open till midnight.
In Calgary, the malls close. The latest hour that closes is at 9 p.m.
So at one of the malls we were there, at 11:30 p.m. I ended up buying these tuxedo shoes.
Oh, come on, show more of it. So anywho, yeah, he had to buy shoes for his outfit on his wedding day. And check this out. Where does it say? It has their brand name.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see? Written right around there. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it?
I don't think so.
So anywho, super cool and shiny. Check that out.
And I love the design.
The detail on here. And it's like we're selling tuxedo shoes from Dubai. How special.
My wedding tuxedo shoes.
Yay. I'm so happy. So yeah, he ended up buying it and he was very proud of it. And he's like, yeah, nothing in Canada is going to look like this. And he said he'd feel like $1 million just wearing those shoes. Moving on to 6.
The laws on unmarried couple in Dubai.
We did a little bit of reading before traveling to Dubai as a couple, an unmarried couple. Are we allowed to stay in the same hotel room when being an unmarried couple, considering it's a Muslim country predominantly, right? So yeah, we read a lot of articles on that and we saw that a few reviews stated that they would have to present a marriage license in order to even check in. So then we were kind of worried and we're like, oh, what do we do? But then there were other reviews that said that, oh no, we're fine. My boyfriend and I or my girlfriend and I traveled to Dubai and we got a hotel room, easy breezy, no concerns there. And they never asked us for a marriage certificate or marriage license. So yeah, mixed reviews, of course. That's always helpful. So then we had to contact the hotel that we were interested in, right? Contact the hotel we're interested in booking at and ask the management there via email, what are your policies like, or what is the country's rules or regulations like about unmarried couples sharing the same hotel room? And luckily for us, that hotel specifically told us it's cool, we won't be looking for a marriage license or marriage certificate. Well, the hotel didn't tell us this, but the other review that mentioned that as long as you're not breaking any laws, you should be okay to share a room together.
When they say breaking laws, you're talking about public drunkenness, being too loud or things like that.
Doing drugs in public. Yeah. What else?
But
causing a scene, fighting.
Speaking, unmarried couple staying in the same room is breaking a law, but
strictly speaking, but you could get away with it as long as you don't cause a scene or break any other laws on top of that. Right? There you go. Do we get to tell the name of the hotel?
Yeah.
It's called the Copthorne Hotel. And if you want to just, save time from looking for hotels to stay, Copthorne Hotel was nicely situated right next to a souvenir store, right next to other grocery stores and restaurants around, and most importantly, next to the metro station as well as the Dera City Center, which is like a huge department store. Copthorne Hotel, you guys, in Dubai.
And you don't have to be married.
You don't have to be married to stay there in the same room. You won't be breaking any laws there. Because the owner, you said, is from Hong Kong?
Yeah.
So yeah.
The parent company of the hotel is Millennium Hotels, and it's founded by a guy in Hong Kong. And PDA, Public Display of Affection.
Yes.
So the law is that you're not supposed to kiss in public, and so we try to stay away from kissing in public.
Even as a married couple.
Yeah,
even married couples are not allowed to.
But we were holding hands in public.
Yeah, or like, arm in arm.
Yeah.
Or like his arm around my shoulder, on my waist or something, That we could do. Or at least we were able to do it, get away with it. Not get sent to jail or anything. But yeah, we did ask my best friend, Ronjoy. Ronjoy, I love you, in case you're watching. But yeah, we were able to get lots of advice and lots of support from my best friend, Ronjoy. And she told us that it's cool to hold hands and everything. Just be careful. Try not to, as much as possible, refrain from kissing in public. So we're like, okay then. Because they said, you never know. The people around you might get bothered and actually call the cops on you. And then the cops will just let you off with a warning. But you really don't want to have the cops visit you no matter what when you're in the middle of having a vacation. You're supposed to be enjoying yourselves, not, oh, we almost got arrested for kissing. You know what I mean? So yeah, thanks, besties.
But at the mall, we saw a young Caucasian couple kissing right in front of us.
Yeah, in front of everyone. A lot. Like, we're not talking a peck in the cheek or a smack on the lips. Like, they were making out.
Yeah.
We're like, how come no one is saying anything? No, we're so mean. No. I mean, good for them.
I think we could have got away with it.
We could have.
We could have done the same thing and nobody would
But I mean,
bother us.
who wants to risk it? We're only there for, 11 days?
Yeah.
And we didn't want to risk it. I mean, if you could, as much as possible, respect the country that you're vacationing to and its ways and its culture, do your best to respect it. Number 7. So the thing about Dubai is we went there towards the end of February and beginning of March, and in Dubai that's considered winter, although I don't believe it's ever snowed there. Just recently we've had rare cases of snowfall or flurries, but it doesn't typically snow in Dubai. All year round, supposed to be summer, spring, and just summer again. So the coldest months would be maybe end of November throughout December, January. February is supposed to start to warm up. So we thought it would be nice and warm and I can't wait to go. But it was actually a little chilly. A little bit. How much? 22?
No, it was 20 degrees
It was
Celsius.
20 degrees Celsius, yeah.
It's,
but especially when the day we went to the beach, we're like, 22. I think it was 22 degrees that day. And we're like, yay. So should be a nice day out. But it was cloudy. The sun was hidden behind the clouds. And at the same time, there was a little bit of rain. And there was a lot of breeze coming from the shorelines once you're there in the beach. So it's pretty chilly. Couldn't swim. We just didn't swim at all.
We were prepared for swimming there. We brought our beach towels.
Oh, it's so sad.
But we didn't end up swimming.
So better luck next time. Maybe go travel over there sometime end of March or anytime before November. So yeah.
So she actually got sick while we were in Dubai.
I got chic.
And then she went to a pharmacist.
I went to a pharmacist in Dera City Center, and over the counter you could ask for a flu medication called Flukit. Right about here. Oh, they can't read it. Anyway, that's Flukit in English, and that's Flukit in Arabic. Of course, it doesn't want to focus. Anywho, not sure how much of it you can see. So anyway, each of this Flukit, copyright. How many did I take?
I took one.
They're that big. Okay, the tablets. And the adult dose is actually what? Two tablets every 6 hours or something or the other. I can't read it right now. Yeah, but then I decided, you know what? I feel like I'm developing a fever. I do have like a sore throat and really congested nose and stuff. So I said, I'll just take one. I'll just take one and allow my body to heal itself, or allow my immune system to do the work. And boy, oh boy.
You got stoned.
I did not get stoned. I did not get stoned. I wouldn't know. Haven't gotten stoned ever in my life.
You did.
So
I have a video evidence.
no, it doesn't.
Don't say no. Don't say no. Don't say no. It's okay, son. We know you're a retard.
What's dolphin?
You remember?
The day that we went to Dubai Museum, she was stoned for the whole day.
All I remember is you trying to convince me, like, hey, let's go back to the hotel. You don't seem like yourself. You seem really high. You know, you need to get some rest. That's all you need is bed rest and lots of water. And I kept fighting him off. I'm like, no, honey, let's go to the museum. Let's do it. I'm 100%. I just took the Fluke-It pill. I'll be fine. Okay? It just takes a while to kick in. That's all. I'm just feeling a little funny because this is the flu that I'm coming down with. In denial. But then I remember feeling like I was floating. I remember that my eyes are fixated on the ground that we were walking on, because I was like, so we were walking on what? Concrete?
Maybe.
Yeah, or a brick layered kind of platform outside of the Dera City Center as we were headed towards the train station in order to go to the Dubai Museum, and every step that I was taking felt like it was dipping. I felt like right before my foot would actually be in contact with the concrete floor, the floor was sinking or starts to become a crater. So I have to really put an effort for my foot to land on the floor. I don't know how to explain it. It was so mind-boggling. And I didn't think there was anything wrong. I just remember questioning, oh, that's a strange floor. Why does it keep running away from my foot? It's like, but he was laughing, of course. He was enjoying every moment of it. It's like, honey, you're stoned. Honey, you're stoned. And I kept denying. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm fine. I'm able to carry a conversation with you. I can't be stoned. I mean, it's just Fluke-It. It's really cool though. But it worked wonders, did it not? Mm-hmm. I got well. So the next day, so I woke up the next morning after the trip to museum. I went to bed, and then I woke up the next day completely well. I felt 100%, 100%. No more nasal congestion, no more feverish episodes, and also, what else? No sore throat. Like, I was 100%. Just in time for my best friend's wedding, right? Mm-hmm. I had to take it because my best friend's wedding was the very next day. So, whew, good thing I wasn't late. Anywho, number 8.
The woman-only sections. So on the first day we were there, or was the second day, we decided to take the metro to go to Dubai Mall, I think it was. And we bought the tickets, and then we were walking down the stairs, and we saw a train arriving. So we were running down the stairs trying to catch the train.
Yeah. Like, oh, I don't want to miss that train, or it'll take...
Yeah, as soon as we got to the end of the stairs, we ran towards the first door.
The first door that opens, that's about to close in on us.
Right, so we just rushed in. And there were no more seats available, so we were standing, we were grabbing onto whatever we can. And then the train started to move. And then there was one woman
who patted you on your...
Who tapped my shoulders. She said, you need to go over there because this is woman-only section.
She started off, you need to go over there. We're like, what?
So I started walking. And then I realized, okay, what's the significance here? And I looked at the floor, and there was a line that says woman-only section.
And it was
here.
in pink. How lucky is my boo-boo? So I was like in shock. I was like, what? Did she just proudly oppress herself from men? I was like, that was my way of thinking, of course, silly me. Instead of seeing it as, I don't know, some women say, like, according to my best friend Ron Joy, she was like, no, these women are fighting for their right actually to have their women only section. They want to have to be respected in that way, that women only section, which is like a men free zone, which is more comfortable, should be existent in a metro station. So they pride themselves, the women, they actually pride themselves on that, and they don't see it as oppression, inequality at all towards women.
The way that I thought it kind of reminded me of back in the days how in America they had the black only section in the bus where black people are only allowed to sit at the back of the bus. And then when we saw woman only section, we're like, oh, this is kind of like the black only section.
And like, why would you want a women only section? Shouldn't you feel proud to be equal to men and go like, yo, we don't need a women only section. We could just mingle with men and we're just equal to men. We could all use the train just like men could. But no, they see it more as something to be proud of. Like, oh, we have our own section, so you guys need to stay out of this zone. Yeah, that was just a shocker for me because I've never taken the metro before. When I had left Dubai when I was 18, we never had a metro station back then. So this was all new to me too. And I was like, Ronjo, you didn't tell us. And she's like, well, I didn't think that you would actually end up in a women's only section. But yeah, that completely slipped her mind, of course, because she's been taking the metro all the time. So yeah, it was just funny. It's funny to talk about later on. We're like, of course, we ended up on our very first metro experience, which is like the C train of Dubai. Like, this was our experience.
I don't think they know what C train means, unless you live in Calgary.
Calgary Transit. A C train.
A subway.
For those of you who live in Calgary, yeah. So anywho, next.
At the bus stop to buy the tickets, there was a long lineup for men. There's a woman-only lineup. And obviously, the woman-only lineup only had about 6 people in the line, and the men's section had like 200 people in the lineup. And we had to buy tickets to get on the bus because bus will arrive in about 10 minutes. And so Sarah's half-sister took my money and then she went to the woman-only section and then she bought the tickets for me because that was easy.
It took what, less than 5 minutes?
Yeah.
So in a way, it's like it'll be more fortunate or easier for you, beneficial for you as a guy to be accompanied by a woman so that she could line up in the shorter line as opposed to being a single man, right? So yeah, it was just funny, but also a learning experience.
Number 9. Call for prayer sounds.
Wow, you could hear it all throughout. Whichever part of the city you're in, you will hear a call for prayer out loud. So they have it emanating from each mosque with all these speaker phones, and also even within the malls. The mall overhead speaker would actually sound out the call for prayer.
So we were in a hotel room, we were sleeping, and then at 5 in the morning, this call for prayer will go off, and I will wake up at 5 in the morning.
What's going on? Yeah. So yeah, that happens 5 times a day. As Muslims are called to pray at least 5 times a day.
We were walking around the mall and then we spotted a room that was labeled woman only prayer room, I think it was called.
But you didn't see any woman go towards it.
You didn't see anybody go in or out of that room. So.
You're like, was anyone gonna go in? You were so curious. I'm like, honey, do you want to go in? I'm like, honey, I don't see any woman like running for their lives to try to make it to the prayer room. And then I had to explain to him how, well, generally speaking, women are not obliged to go to mosque to pray. It's mostly the men who are obliged to do it. It's optional for women because women, the way it works is women are preferred to be praying in the confines of their home or somewhere more private because they see women as these beautiful creatures that could possibly distract the men from focusing on prayer. And then yeah.
And we didn't see men rush for the prayer rooms either. Even when the call for prayer sound was on the speakerphone.
Not as many. Like maybe a handful.
Yeah.
could count a handful. I guess Justin was expecting to see like a whole crowd of Muslims just run for the prayer room as soon as there's a call for prayer. I had to explain to him about how, yeah, nowadays people are busy with other things, so they could just catch up. You could just pray a little bit later and catch up to that before the next call for prayer. Number 10. Oh, wow.
Drivers in Dubai,
They drive fast.
they drive aggressively.
Damn. These drivers honking at you if you casually walk across the crosswalk. They're like, hurry up, you know, pick up speed, make a run for it. They felt really annoyed or disrespected that pedestrians were walking and taking their time.
The drivers honk at each other too, and not just because they're being rude, but they're honking to let them know that they're changing lane. Well, here in Canada, if you want to change lane, you just turn the signal
And then
you change
proceed.
lane. But what they do is they turn the signal, then they honk, and then
To
change
announce
lane.
to everybody, we're changing lane, y'all give way to me. And then if you hear a honk back, that means the other driver is not letting you change lane. So honking back, then you're like, oh, okay, I guess I can't do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of honking. I didn't even notice it. Justin did. He's like, hey, why do everybody honk here at the streets of Dubai? And I'm like, well, they don't honk out of anger or annoyance, except for the pedestrians having to cross and slowing the drivers down. That's when they honk, kind of thing, right?
If you stand in the street and then you observe the cars nearby, in 1 minute you will hear about 30 honks.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Number 11. Bidet. So basically you have the toilet seat and immediately beside it you have what they call a wash basin. Growing up there, I've never given it a name. We just knew how to use it just like that. But yeah. Basically you sit on it. It's like in the shape of a toilet seat, right? You sit on it, but then you don't have a flush. And there's it looks like a tap, like a sink. I mean, it looks like a sink that you sit on, and then you just turn on the tap right behind you. You have the warm, then the cold, and then it sprinkles out water to help wash your privates and cleanse them and refreshen them. So yeah.
Another variation is without the basin, you would have a hose next to the toilet.
Attached to the wall.
Yeah,
or
and
the
then
stall.
you just grab it, and then you press the lever to have the water come out.
Just spray out like a garden hose.
Yeah.
Only it's for your privates. So yeah.
So if you go to like a mall washroom or airport washroom, you would have bidet. But then if you go to a ghetto washroom, you don't have those.
You mean like the bus station?
Yeah.
The washrooms there did not have it. What was it, like a hole in the floor?
No, it was toilet, but the toilet seat was missing. There was no toilet paper.
You have to squat as a woman.
The door doesn't even latch. If you just push the door, just swings open. There's no way to lock it. Mm-hmm. So we were at the bus station. I had to use the washroom, and she had to hold the door from the outside.
To guard it and make sure nobody barges in.
And then if you turn on the water, it had a yellow tinge.
This is like the ghetto parts, you know, they don't expect tourists to actually be using these places.
First floor of the apartment complex, where the first floor had the business retail stores in it, and then the second floor now were the residential place. Mm. On the first floor of that building, we found the washroom, and that's the ghetto washroom that I was talking about. That washroom also had no soap, no towel, no toilet paper.
But no biggie. I mean, in any country really that you go to, even here in Canada, you run out of soap every once in a while, or you run out of toilet paper.
No, what I'm saying is there's no place for the soap. There's no place to put your hand for soap to
You're
come
still
out.
talking about the ghetto washroom, which is not found in major tourist areas or malls. So don't worry, you guys. All right. Moving on to number 12.
At an old souk, which is a street vendors, the vendors themselves are very persuasive.
So do you know that scene in Aladdin where Princess Jasmine is walking down a marketplace for the first time as she had escaped the palace? And then you have like somebody yelling out, sugar dates and me. Sugar dates and pistachio, or would a lady like a necklace? A pretty necklace for a pretty lady. They actually do exist. We went to the Dubai Gold Souq or Old Souq?
Also, Gold Souq is a little different.
Old Souq is like an old marketplace area.
You see people come up to you asking you quality bags.
Quality bags.
Where? Have like a bags, good quality bags. Just by shop, no problem.
One of the guys asked us and they said, "Come, you wanna come visit my shop?" And then we said, "Okay, I'm sure it's just around the corner." So we're following him, and he led us to a second floor of some shady-looking building. The staircase was so
far.
narrow.
It was so far too from where we had started. It was like he's really
And
persuasive.
we were looking at a belt, and he took a lighter and saying, it won't burn. See, this is a quality belt, it won't burn. He's putting a lighter against the belt.
Selling 220. Now I give good
Check
price.
the quality.
140.
Does it even
quality.
fit you, boo?
Want to check this one? This
Leather.
good quality.
Okay.
140 you give.
And then so I bought the belt.
He didn't even need a belt, but he ended up buying the belt just to like leave. It's like, this guy's not gonna let us leave unless I make a purchase. Let me just purchase one. Just the belt? Yeah. Will the belt do? So yeah.
That reminded me of the scene from Aladdin where they say, you won't break.
It broke. Souvenirs that we got from the lovely city of Dubai. What did we get?
We got a lamp.
We got a lamp.
Can I rub it if Gina comes out?
Just like Aladdin. Genie, I'd like to make my final wish.
Are you in there?
Are you in there? It is so beautiful. We fell in love with it. I was like, honey, we need to get at least one of these. Like, oh, precious. It'll always and forever remind us of Dubai. Hey, do you want to check out the price tag? We actually, so the nice thing about Dubai is there are a lot of souvenir places, like a lot. And they do actually have good deals. They have better deals than the stuff that you find in malls for souvenirs. So it's really helpful that our hotel happens to be situated right next to one, a souvenir department store. Like, I'm not calling it a small store. It literally has, what, 2 or 3 floors?
Got 2 floors.
At 2 floors of souvenirs, t-shirts,
Had the
tabletop,
groceries in the first
groceries even. Like, literally anything that's Dubai related, right? You have, like, Arabic coffee, you have Arabic chips, Arabic cereal, Arabic sweets. Like, oh, so awesome. I love my lamp. And yeah, what else did you get? So we went to the Burj Khalifa observation deck all the way to the top tower. Well, not all the way to the top, maybe up to here.
Oh, no, I think it was
Maybe here. Yeah. And this is what he got. I don't know if you guys could see. It's really pretty. So yeah, that will always remind us of the day that we went there for the first time together. Check out this plate of a souvenir that we got. Of course, we're not going to actually use it for food, but isn't that gorgeous? Oh, you should see the back. Like, it doesn't just end there. It doesn't just end in the front here. Look at the back. Isn't that crazy? So beautiful. We love it. That was shining. Yeah. That didn't come out cheap, but we just had to have it. We had such an amazing time there in Dubai. We wouldn't trade anything for it. We would go back, right? We would go back. There's a lot of places we didn't get to see.
We didn't go to Abu Dhabi at all.
We didn't go to Sharjah.
Yeah.
We didn't go to Ras Al Khaimah, Al Quwain, Fujairah. I didn't get to show him where I grew up, right? In Dibba, the small little town and within, I mean, that's a part of Fujairah. There were so many places to see, like water parks, Ferrari World, so many places. But at least we got to do the desert safari. I mean, we had such a short time. I mean, 11 days is not enough to be able to accomplish everything or to be able to see everything amazing about the United Arab Emirates, which is the country that Dubai is situated in. So yeah, definitely have to go back there one day. So we met up with my dad. Sorry you guys if we had to scratch out or put like a smiley face over top of his face and my stepmom's face. Out of respect for them, we decided not to show their faces. But I did introduce Justin to my dad. What did we do? So we rang the doorbell. My half-sister rang the doorbell. And then all he saw was her, and she was supposed to be in Dubai for college. So he's wondering, why didn't you tell me that you were headed here? Because it was, what, 2 hours away? Daddy lived in Fujairah, which is 2 hours away from Dubai, bus trip wise. And so he was like, why are you here? You didn't even text me. I could have picked you up. And he was just shocked, like, why is my half sister here? And then she just went in, and he was mad at her, scolding her. And that's when I showed up, and sister was there. My sister Shireen was there too, or Manang was there too. And then we're like, surprise, Dad, we're here. He was on the phone with somebody, like his coworker or whatnot, and he was like in shock.
That was at midnight though.
Yeah.
He was on the phone at midnight.
Oh, you know, they're all friends even after outside of work. So yeah, he was like in shock. He was just staring at us for the longest time, and I was like, why isn't Daddy hugging us? You know, like we're his daughters, and you haven't seen us in a long time. And he just like paused for quite a while, for a good, I would say 15 seconds before he like shook he shook his face the moment and went like, oh my God, what are you doing here? Like, Sarah, Shireen, like, is this happening? He had to like touch our heads and kiss our faces and all that. And he was like, I can't believe you're here. And he was hugging us so tight. And that's when Justin comes in.
I was hiding outside the door.
Outside the door. That's when Justin comes in.
And then I came in through the
and
door.
it's like, hi. I don't know what you guys said. And I was like, Daddy, this is Justin, my fiance. So I talked about Justin over Skype video chat with Dad, but he's never actually seen Justin in person. So yay, he got to see him in person that day, and Justin was so nervous. His hands are still clammy to this day whenever we talk about it. But he was so nervous, right? You were like, hi, Mr. Yeah, he still got the name wrong. Anywho, to this day he's getting the name wrong. But yeah, he got to meet my dad, and my dad was so welcoming, I have to admit. Was he mean to you?
No. But that's because he was under false assumptions.
Right.
Because at the time she told Dad that I am going to convert. That's why her dad was such a gracious host at the time.
But I just needed to keep the peace for one night. You know what I mean? I know it's wrong. I know it's terrible to have to be lying to my dad and to be keeping things from Justin. I just wanted their first encounter, or the first time to meet each other, to be a memorable good time.
And
even if it's just for one day.
At the time that we went over to his place, Sarah's dad's place, I was under the assumption that Sarah's dad is okay with me not converting before the marriage. That was my assumption.
My bad.
I only found out about that like 2 weeks ago.
Peace. Sorry, you guys. Oh my goodness. Like I said,
at the time I thought your dad is, such an open-minded guy. He's not stubborn in his thinking of the old way of thinking, and he was under the impression that I am going to convert before the wedding.
At least you had one peaceful night together. Yay! Yeah, sorry, honey. I didn't mean to do. Well, I guess I did mean to do it. I just wanted it to be a peaceful, memorable, good time. At least the first day that you guys meet, and then all hell breaks loose the next day and the day after, whatever. Well, that didn't actually happen because we had to fly back to Canada the next day. While we were there in Fujairah, in my dad's home, I was so happy at how welcomed he made Justin feel. He was offering drinks to Justin. He was like, he even sent my half sister to go to the store downstairs at the bottom of our apartment complex to buy him whatever juice he wants. And lemon juice? Is it mango juice you want? Okay, we'll get you some mango juice. Like, my dad was very, very accommodating, and I'm so happy that everything went well that day. And then he was asking Justin like questions, not interview wise though, just general questions like, oh, how are you, how do you like it here, and stuff like that. He didn't go like, so why my daughter, why I'm gonna marry my daughter, or anything like that.
He was very friendly. He didn't ask any tough questions. Like, he didn't ask what is the biggest life lesson you learned.
Yes, unlike some dads we know. But anywho. And then he also even like invited us to dinner. He ordered takeout, right? It was biryani rice with lots and lots of meats. So then we had a nice dinner with the whole family. My dad, my stepmom, Justin, my sister Shireen, myself.
Your stepbrother. 2 of
our half-sisters, my stepbrother. So yeah, it was awesome. It was nice to have almost all of the family members there, because of course my mom wasn't there, right? She was still back in Canada. My brother was still back in Canada as well, biological brother. So yeah, and we had dinner, and I think my stepmom even made dessert. So she offered us a traditional Sudanese dessert that she had prepared. Yeah, it was awesome. We had a good time. It was very short though, because I mean, for the most of our day was spent just traveling there, right? I mean, we ended up there at midnight, and then we told Dad that we had to go because our flight was the next day and we needed to sleep, we needed to pack and all that jazz. So he drove us all the way back to our hotel in Dubai.
And then we slept for about 20 minutes and to get up.
Had to get up.
And then get ready to head to the airport, and your friend Ranjoy and her Kunal picked us up at the hotel.
So yeah, we're like, Dad, we hope you could be there at the wedding, and he said yes, he will be there. So I was so excited. I just can't hide it. However, there's more to that.
He took you to a separate room and he talked to you about something.
What did he talk about? So when we were at Dad's place, right before we were leaving for the Dubai hotel from Dad's place, he took me aside and talked to me about how he actually is happy that he got to meet Justin. Even though all of this whole visit was unexpected, he said he wished he had known so he could have prepared to take us out for a day in the town and all that, and also so that he could prepare to like speak to Justin and make arrangements, the mosque and stuff like that. But anyhow, he said that he is glad he got to know Justin in person because now he feels comforted that I will end up marrying a nice guy. He said that Justin seems like a very nice man. He seems really honest. He seems genuine, and he seems to love me for who I am. He looks like the type of guy. He said that he really appreciates when you noticed that I needed more water. You actually reached out to get the water jug and pour me some water into my glass without my even asking. So he said he could tell that Justin would take really, really good care of me. And he's very happy. So he said, you have my blessings. Count on me. I will be there on your wedding day. Yay!
But have
so we
asterisk.
thought. Dun, dun, dun. Tune in.
His blessing comes with an asterisk.
There's a condition there. Y'all know that. Okay.
I didn't know that at the time.
I know it's my bad. It's my bad. I'm owning up to it. I'm sorry. I just wanted it to be peaceful, even just for one night.
But for those of you who are wondering that I am not converting to Islam, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
So you can,
you can just tone down on the comment section about Justin, don't convert. I'm like, he is his own person. He's an adult, grown man. He's not gonna convert just to make my dad happy. So don't you guys worry about that, okay? But thank you so much for taking the time to post your comments. We do try our best to read all of them, and we really appreciate them all, be it good or bad. I mean, the good ones is really heartwarming. The bad ones, we take it as constructive feedback. So thank you guys for watching all our videos and for subscribing, and we hope you continue to follow us on this journey, our story of this journey called life. Stay tuned because we are going to divulge more information on the wedding pretty soon here. So yeah, thanks again for watching and for bearing with us. We can't really plan a posting schedule like some of you had suggested. We really wish we could, but because of our conflict in schedules, work schedules and stuff, and all these unexpected prior engagements that we might end up having, like suddenly one of our friends like, hey, I'm having a birthday party on the day that we actually plan to shoot or film our next vlog. Like, because of those circumstances, we apologize. We can't really plan a posting schedule. Really sorry. We're doing our best. We also have full-time jobs, so it's really tough. But we do enjoy doing this, and we enjoy keeping a record, like a video journal of our life together, the beginning stages of our relationship, and hopefully our marriage, and then when kids come along, and then when grandkids come along. So yeah,
and also to keep a record of our matching shirts.
Yes, I'm so glad you guys enjoyed our matching shirts. We will do our we're gonna do our very best to continue to match shirts. It's just really tough because right now, like, we looked into our closets and he had like this red and white stripe one, I had a diagonal one.
Yours is more orange than red.
And it's diagonal. I'm like, how do I make it striped? Should I like maybe twist?
No, just
I should
stand,
just.
stand like.
I should just.
Or I should
So
stand
yeah,
like this.
thanks you guys for all the compliments and all for the constructive feedback, and we hope you continue to watch us. Stay tuned. We love you. Mwah. Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah. Okay, adios.
Bye bye.
Sayonara.
안녕히 계세요.
Masalama. We shouldn't even say goodbye. We're not ending this. Anyway, see you guys again. Love you.
Okay, bye.
Mwah.